Championship, 13th place at the World Championship, 13th place at the Winter Championship. So we are seeing a possibly different Phazon today than we saw at the Winter Championship, than we saw back when these two players fought one another.
Well, one thing that I love is here at the Omen Oasis, I think that's a good omen for Phazon, right? If he wins this, guaranteed a top 3 finish, of course, but likely would be ending with that 3rd place finish if that's how the Omen spells things out. But one thing I absolutely love for this loser semifinal is that we've got Ryu versus Akuma.
Yeah, that's sort of the first fully themed set we've seen, right? That's a rare occurrence.
That's so cool that we get to have this matchup.
It's over on the Demon Island.
Yeah.
Is Akuma a
Hadouken,
demon?
Kind of an Oni, yeah.
Yeah, so that works too.
Yeah, super thematic. Shoutouts to both of them as the D-Light recovery connects, and Raydish gonna get the early lead over Phazon.
Man, Raydish's orb has been popping off today. He's been finding so many punishes on landings. He's been finding incredible strings that I didn't see from some of the other orb players today. And all of a sudden, it's coming out from Raydish, especially towards the end of this tournament today.
But Phazon's also been looking really good. I'm looking at that matchup against Kostelix earlier. We was just playing that edge guard so cleanly, like to a T, textbook edge guarding.
Both players have gauntlets in their hands. Phazon finding some incredible string damage.
Yeah, the nair dare coming out from Phazon, just kind of dribbling Raydish's head off the main stage. And Raydish currently unarmed. He's going to back away. There's the weapon spawn. It's the orb again.
Side light side air. He's been landing those so consistently today. He makes it look like a sword D-Light Siren. It kind of is, but if you look at the other orb players today, they aren't nailing it quite like Raydish has been.
Yeah, they've really been conservative with those side light side airs, kind of saving them for KO tools, but Raydish is the one who's using it in neutral, and you'll generally see him follow up with that immediate Hadouken, but it's going to be the Shoryu to knock Phazon up. We'll see if he can get that KO. Phazon finds it with the D-Light recovery.
The doctor is in, ladies and gentlemen, and he's ready to see patients today. The first patient is Raydish. Please come to the back because it's your time for the doctor to see you.
Giving prescriptions of fists onto opponents' faces.
That's
Raydish, though.
Doctor.
Yeah, it's a bad doctor.
He's going to lose his license very quickly.
That's okay. Phazon also lost his doctor license.
That's
he
true.
dropped it. But final stocks here in game number 1. We've seen how important it is to get that initial game lead.
Raydish just sort of playing a little bit of the zoning game, forcing Phazon over to the right side of the stage. He's able to make it back, but still, center stage is definitely favoring Raydish. Phazon playing a little bit on the back foot, now finds his way in, but again, Raydish towards the middle of the stage. Even when Phazon sort of started putting out that pressure, pushing Raydish to the right side, all of a sudden they swap places. Raydish likes the center of the stage. Yeah,
Raydish is doing a really good job of having that stage control. Hits the recovery as Phazon tries to come back up. He does get his footing, so he'll have his jumps reset, but Raydish is just finding tap after tap onto Phazon.
Weapon toss goes up. That's going to give him his choice of orb. He actually picks up the more damaged orb, but I think that's just because he wanted to throw something forward at Phazon. Side air is going to take the first game. Very clean play from Raydish coming out.
Yeah, really intelligently done. He was just playing that stage control so well against Phazon, and that's kind of, I guess, the dichotomy, right? Phazon fantastic in the edge guard, Raydish fantastic in the main stage neutral play.
His aerial play is also incredibly strong. The orb side air is his best move accuracy for Raydish, 75%.
That's cheating, though. That's like T-ball setup. Side light side air.
It's not just, though, because you also see his regular, just raw side air usage is incredible as well.
That's true.
It is boosted a little bit.
We'll see one right now. We'll see one right now.
Following Phazon up, but then he goes back down, touches, gets the perfect side air punish for the KO. But you're exactly right. It is boosted a little bit because if you hit the side light, then you should be hitting the side air if that is the choice you're going for.
One thing I was loving to see from Raydish is he'll do these in-air neutral airs and then chase dodge forward for like trying to find another follow-up. He hasn't quite been hitting consistent follow-ups off of it, but I just love the idea behind it. Here comes Phazon, swapping over to the Mordex. Didn't like the thematic. He was like, you know what, I like winning a little bit more.
That was a very quick choice that he made to swap over back onto this Mordex that we've seen quite a bit of today. It was only towards the latter stages of the tournament that he made the swap over to the Akuma, but now he's over. Oh, he wanted a quick dunk on that there. I don't think that would have led to the KO, but that would have put him in huge power position. But there, you just see those siders. He's so good at using those against a recovering opponent. That was a fantastic dodge from Phazon and a beautiful side air. Unfortunately, it caught like right on that corner, so it really sent Raydish down.
Yeah,
KO off the top. Raydish is going to get the first one, and he's put himself in a pretty good spot here, barely in the orange.
Raydish really thinking his lucky stars that that stage kind of knocked him out of that side air for Phazon, because that was a big threat position, and now Raydish with a huge lead over Phazon, goes for the recovery, doesn't get the gravity cancel sidelight, but that could have been massive.
Oh, he actually goes for a different option there. He went for the sidelight neutral air, then into the side air. He can probably grab those maybe more often now if Phazon expects the sidelight side air so he doesn't dodge after the sidelight.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, because you can do sidelight and air, but the side air afterwards isn't true. It might be one of those things where if he knows Phazon's dodge is down, he'll go for that 3-piece for just a little extra damage, but Phazon did find the finisher on that second stock, and Raydish immediate Shoryu.
Phazon trying to open Raydish up a little bit with the weapon tosses. He is extremely damaged here. Oh, I'm surprised we didn't see a punish there coming out from Raydish. Could have gone for the Shoryuken to KO off the top, but he didn't quite find it. Oh, Phazon.
Jumped it. That was a deadly side signature attempt from Phazon, but Raydish had the reaction to get over it. But Phazon's adding up this damage. He's bringing this one back. Raydish had a sizable lead off that first stock. No neutral sig? Okay.
There is yet another side air. That is such a popular KO option for Raydish. I feel like Raydish plays Orb much more by the book than a lot of the other orbs that we've seen today.
He is just looking at the textbook, knowing exactly what the routes are, the options are, and he's doing it so incredibly well.
A lot of distance between those two. Again, Phazon trying to opt for the opening up of Raydish's defense with the weapon tosses. He's far away. He'll go for that weapon toss to sort of give him space to move in, pick up his weapon, and then punish.
His mix-up off that sidelight and air. Okay, we talked about in game one, sidelight, side air, the game, and he was doing it so well. This time, it's a lot of sidelight and air and then a mix-up follow-up. Phazon finds the D-light recovery, will even up the stock count, but I love that Raydish is doing something different.
Raydish being a little bit defensive there, but he does find the weapon in time. He did still throw out some unarmed hitboxes. Again, finding himself towards center stage. He is so focused on maintaining stage control against Phazon. Sometimes that means hugging the corner while Phazon's on the wall. Sometimes that means just positioning himself in center stage before he moves back over to the side that Phazon is on.
Phazon, though, finds the down air. Raydish with the neutral light immediately puts Phazon into the off stage. And you see Phazon try to go up onto the main stage. You didn't see him try to fish for that neutral air for the alt input and try to go for immediate KO.
Nice punish there as Raydish disarmed himself. That gives Phazon weapon advantage. Both players dead even.
Caught the
neutral light. He only gets the one hit on that. Goes for the side signature. That does miss. Raydish was too high. Neutral sig does get the KO off the top. We have a tied 1-1 set between these two players.
I am a bit surprised that neutral sig caught. I thought for sure Raydish was just to the side of it, but Phazon clearly knowing that hitbox caught the toes of Raydish, and of course Ryu doesn't wear flip-flops.
That's why you have to wear closed-toed shoes in the lab, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully Toast saw that one because
direct call out.
If you don't know, ladies and gentlemen at home, Toast likes to walk around barefoot in very disgusting places.
Yeah,
because that is how he feels comfortable.
That's his comfort. But here we are going right on into the next one. A little bit of dramatic music in the background as it happens. Raydish versus Phazon for game number 3.
Seeing an offstage engagement. Raydish doesn't put out a lot of pressure on the edge. He touches the wall, back up onto the main stage. That's where he feels the most comfortable. At least in the matchup against Phazon, that down or ground pound is going to be no major option there. Following up after that, Raydish completely disengaging from any offstage shenanigans, gets back onto the main platform. Again, recovering extremely high.
I'm kind of surprised Phazon got away with that ground pound, and you can see he was definitely looking for more. Oh, he finds the recovery at the top, and now Raydish coming in on that second stock. A massive lead for Phazon.
Now we find ourselves with some actual momentum in this game, and it's Phazon grabbing it after a victory that tied up the set between these two. That sort of brought the tug-of-war back onto his side, and he ran with it. Got a huge opening to get the first stock in this game. It's not even a minute in, and Phazon is got to be feeling good off of this one. Almost has Raydish in the orange on his second stock. Nice, picks up the signature there. Goes for another one, does take a hit as a punish from Raydish. Nice down air. Has already put more damage on this second stock than Phazon has on his first.
I am so excited to see the graphs on this one because Phazon's been putting out so much damage on this first stock and taking so little. Raydish needs something massive. He's going to need a KO and a half in order to bring himself back into this.
Unfortunately, that side air I believe that Phazon went for wasn't the great punish off of Raydish's recovery, but Phazon did such a good job spacing around it.
Okay, a great Shoryu from Raydish will even up the stock count, but he's still very far behind. Phazon is a hair's breadth from finishing off this stock from Raydish, and that will do it.
We're on Small Brawlhalla. It's not going to take long for Phazon to find that stock. Even with the unarmed kit, he found it very quickly. Scythe in hand. We've seen a lot of gauntlets so far this game. They've been very successful. That's mostly what took away that first stock and then continued the lead that Phazon had. Now he's finding, again, it's not that insane explosive Sandstorm Scythe. It's just like one hit here. Wait 5 seconds, he finds another hit without taking damage. Wait 5 seconds, rinse and repeat between all of that.
Yeah, just some consistent damage. Just building it up onto Raydish. Raydish does dodge in, goes for the offstage, does not find the neutral air though, when Phazon throws away the Scythe. He's gonna land down safely, picks it up, went for the immediate side signature. Raydish doing a good job avoiding damage, but again, full stock behind.
Phazon starting to look for some of those signatures. I don't know if he actually expects them to hit. Oh, Raydish hoping to get the Gimp off the top. Didn't quite grab it after he did the turnaround recovery. There's the sidelight side air. Weapon toss goes high, but Phazon had a dodge in time recovery. No. Phazon gonna hold on to his weapon, then he tosses it. Oh, he was hoping Raydish would be a little bit higher so he could grab that side air. That's gonna toss straight up, and Phazon grabs a 2-stock.
What a tricky move from Phazon, not just throwing out the down signature, but the fact that he had this kind of backward movement, really baiting in Raydish. He hasn't been using that down signature. Like, he had one in game number 1, but other than that, he's been really reining it in. And there you're seeing that initial stock where he was chasing and got that recovery. And here's that second stock on the Raydish.
We are getting into our game 4. Phazon with a solid game 2, a very confident game 3, and here we find ourselves on possibly the last game of Raydish's tournament run. That has been a historic moment in his career.
I mean, of course, you can't be upset with your first top 8 to finish in top 4, but of course, you also want more. Phazon, though, eager to get back up onto the podium. He's already built up quite a bit of damage onto Raydish's first stock here in game number 4.
Phazon spacing has been really solid. Raydish, though, he's being very patient on waiting for Phazon to attempt the landing, just letting him blow all of those in-air movement options so he doesn't have much when he comes back to the ground, and Raydish can punish with so many different moves on the orb kit, but that side air is going to be the KO option. Phazon with a similar lead to last game.
Yeah, Phazon definitely knows exactly what to do against Raydish when he does that offstage, right? He's been doing that a lot where he goes for the gravity cancel neutral sig on the orb and then a recovery up, and Phazon's like, all right, I'll just space around all this and get that clean punish. Nice, caught the dodge, Shoryu to clean up the stock, and now Raydish has evened it up.
He finds himself in a pretty decent spot here. He is in the yellow. Maybe he can control the weapons a little bit longer. Does hope to go for the juggle options with the neutral air. Even the down air going right over Phazon's head. He's basically even up this game now, ladies and gentlemen. He is going to have to deal with that scythe from Phazon. They're basically trading hit for hit back and forth. No major momentum shifts in either direction, but going even so far. Oh,
that's a burn dodge. That's a stock.
Wow, the back-to-back down airs?
Just the wall bounce, passing to himself, the alley-oop for the KO, and now Raydish on his tournament stock here against Phazon.
Now this is definitely a momentum shift back in the direction of Phazon. Not just because there's a lead, but because there was like the ray of hope that Raydish was evening this one up.
And
all
then
of a sudden,
just closed
it's straight up taken away. Someone closed the window and pulled the blind shut, and there are blackout drapes on that window, ladies and gentlemen, because there seems to be no ray of hope right now. Phazon up 2-1 in the set, a huge lead on the table. All of the tournament experience in professional Brawlhalla esports is on Phazon's side, but I'm thinking the love of the people might be on Raydish's side here.
Of course, you love to see a game 5. You love the underdog story. We want to see Raydish take this one over Phazon, but history has shown that Phazon's been able to close these out. Weapon advantage to Raydish. He is still behind, but he's got some health here. He doesn't get the right read, though. Went for the Hadouken when Phazon was in the sky.
Raydish has not taken too much damage whatsoever after Phazon got that initial lead. Now he's starting to take some hits. No. These are hits he cannot afford.
No. Raydish.
He's just barely avoiding those ground pounds. That recovery is going to find priority over Phazon. Send him up. Unfortunately, he didn't stick on that wall long enough for Raydish to come over and hit the sidelight into the side air. He needs the
Raydish.
KO option. Oh, not quite. He just needs it. There's one. Raydish has to play literally the best Brawlhalla that he has ever played in his entire life right now for even a glimmer of hope.
Can he do it here at the Omen Oasis Championship against Phazon? Phazon with a fresh stock. Raydish with these offstage plays. He saw the exclamation points. He's running out of movement. He gets the wall touch, but the weapon toss might be enough. It is Phazon going to take it 3-1 over Raydish.
The end of that game was not flashy. It was not cool. It wasn't a PogChamp gaming moment. It's probably not even something they're going to spend too much time on the Monday Esports Dev stream, but I love the end of that game for Phazon. The neutral light that started it off, no need to take a single risk. He was just waiting there. Knew Raydish had to go back over to the wall. No movement, didn't even really need to go down over there. He knew Raydish could make it back. Out comes the weapon toss. Phazon maintaining complete and utter safety against any shenanigans Raydish should pull out. That is a professional ending to a game where Phazon is in the lead.
Yeah, Phazon's not playing for the highlight reel. He's playing for the dubs. And we've already said it, but we'll say it again, is that he's beaten Raydish. He was up 2-0, now it's 3-0, and the Omen says that he's